Hey, what is up, everybody? We are live. We just got done with 3.5 hours with Steve over on Fanspeak. If you want to watch that, that was awesome. Him and I went over our rookies, then we did two drafts. I definitely have some stuff that other people don't have, but if you want to see my rookie takes, go on over there, watch the Fanspeak one from earlier today. I think it was good content. But we are here. We're going to do a draft over on Underdog, a big board, and then we will almost assuredly do a drafters as the second one. But here we are. We are ready, and let's go ahead and hit the intro, and then we'll go over news.
Hey, hey, we're grinding through the torment. High volume, no management. Hey, hey, taming souls in descent. Grinding drafts through the abyss, no rest in our veins. Feel striking like lightning, flooding endless pains from late season voids. He's dropping all the flames. Bestball Degens unite, shattering the chains. Old school lobby stacking fury, derailing trendy trains. Who is commanding the storm etched in our brains? Who? Hey, thunder in the names, claiming all the kills. Flames, names, games. Degen wrath of fuse, stone age torment remains. Bestball eternal, in remains infernal domain. Pterodactyl pigs screaming, Cayman chaos reigns. Fossil fury fuels the fire, drafted through the veins.
All right. So, as you see from the poll question, we have three new OC hires today. We had Frank Reich, Matt Nagy was yesterday, and we had Nathaniel Hackett. Um, we'll just go read it off over here on the Underdog place. But so Nathaniel Hackett is supposedly going to the Cardinals, and then Frank Reich is going to the Jets. So, and then we got the Giants taking Matt Nagy, and I was pretty harsh on the Matt Nagy signing. But let me say, if the other if the other options are Nathaniel Hackett and Frank Reich, I I'm still not a fan of the Matt Nagy signing, but I do think it makes it a little better in comparison. Uh, this is not a I like Matt Nagy thing. This is a well, if that's the road we're traveling, I guess I guess Matt Nagy's not the absolute worst. Uh, but yeah, thanks everybody for popping in. We got Jamie in here. We got Nice and Blunt. We have brought Drafters guy. We will be doing a Drafters as a second draft. We got Thad. We got Disbanded. Welcome back. Night and Peanut Punch. How we doing? And as I said a little bit ago, Steve and I just did a 3.5 hour show. We did two drafts, but before that, we went over rookies for about an hour and a half and what we thought in our rankings. So that was a really good show. Him and I disagreed on some things, but we also agreed that like the tiers and the reasons why we disagreed, like whenever I had a player higher than him, I understood why he had it lower, and he understood why I had it higher. So like it was more of a preference thing. It was a really good listen. It was a good talk. But anyway, we're gonna jump into a big board, and we're gonna jump in that big board in 15 seconds.
Bestball began the rest. We never leave the grind. Fury, endless, picks, relentless, fantasy, reigns. Who waits? Immortal.
All right, draft starting soon. We got right in there. See how many of you guys were able to pop in. We got Alex at the 12. Peanut here at the 5. I got the 3. Twerk for Taco Bell. I I don't know if you're a member of the Who Crew, but Twerk for Taco Bell for sure needs to become a member of the Who Crew. If anybody knows Twerk for Taco Bell 34, reach out to them, let them know. They are absolutely invited. Uh, Twerk for Taco Bell 34. Just missed it. Jamie wanted Sesame Street. I vote Big Bird. uh, I do think that Frank Reich overall probably gets a little more hate than is really deserved. I will say that as well. Let me put some background music on. Let me go down there. All right, so I'm not taking very much Puka. I actually have Jamar Chase ahead of Puka, just until we're guaranteed that Stafford comes back. I think it's not. It's whatever though. What's going on, Steve? I had a really good time on our show earlier. Like I like that. Although we disagreed, like with several of the rookies, like we definitely seen exactly what the other person seen or didn't see. Like and that's the way it should be. Like I think that we seen the same things as the players. We just pretty much rated them a lot differently. The only one that, yeah, and like I thought it was a really good conversation, for sure. So, like I said, I personally do have Jamar Chase over Puka, but I haven't selected Puka yet, and I love Puka as a player. And the second Matt Stafford is guaranteed to come back to the Rams, like I put Puka at 3. If we get that Puka or the Stafford's not going back to the Rams, I think Jamar Chase is clearly the 3. And I think that it's Puka versus JSN still at the next bit, like behind that. So I'm not against Puka at all. It's just a little worry there. But like, even if Stafford leaves, like I don't think he falls behind pick 5. So what's up, Lutz? And for those of you who don't know, last week we started a new segment. We're going to do a weekly Meet the Crew. It's just going to be called Whose Crew will be the segment. We're having on a guest from the Who Crew Discord every week. First week was last week. That was FK Coolers. It was an awesome show. Tomorrow will be Lutz. I reached out to, like, he's good to come on at the normal time. If we have to push an episode back an hour or something to get to know for the Who's Crew, like we'll do that. But I look forward to that. Like I look forward to getting to know the entire community. It'll be a good time. But yeah, if you're just popping in, if you could smash the like, hit the sub, it would be awesome. All right, so I mean, I'm not gonna get. I knew I wasn't gonna get Barkley. I'm fully in on Chase Brown here over these wide, like especially at the 3 hole where most likely you get a wide receiver back. If I don't get a wide receiver back, it's whatever. And I do have Josh Jacobs ahead of Kenneth Walker and Bucky. I do have him in the tier. Breece Hall could end up, like, I don't see a situation where Breece Hall moves up past Chase Brown, really. So, but I do see him passing Jacobs and Walker. So Ladd McConkey gets brought up. Twerk for Taco Bell, absolutely doing their own thing there. Do I want Olave here? Do I want the receive situation? Does scare me a bit. I don't want to have 0. I'm probably gonna have like 7%, 6 or 7%. I think Olave is very mispriced though. Like, I think you could argue that Olave should be going up here with these guys, for sure. So I'm definitely going to take some Olave. I'll be overweight at his current cost. Bucky and McConkey at the 2-3 turn. What is this? 2025? Yeah, what is this? I mean, all I know is that guy's twerking. Or they, I won't say guy. That person is twerking. and they want some Taco Bell. They accept payment in one form and one form only, and it's gordita crunches. That's it. That's all. That's the only thing. The only thing you can put into their tip jar. Gordita crunches. I think that's a thing Taco Bell sells. I don't actually eat Taco Bell myself. Torque and Taco Bell sounds like a predecessor. Yeah. It definitely sounds like an interesting time, for sure. But yeah, welcome everybody. We're probably like, unless we can get to a whole bunch of likes by the end of the second draft, we'll be stopping at 2 today, since I've already done 3 hours earlier today. But like, if we can get to 40 likes by the end of the second draft, I will definitely do a third draft. But we'll do this big board, then we'll do a drafters draft, and then we will take a vote on if we get to 40 likes to get to the other draft as well. I'd do the Macarena for black bean country wrap. So disclaimer on that, I basically cook all of my own food. So like, it's not that I'm against Taco Bell, but it's that I can cook, and I cook all the time, and I just basically cook all my own food. So, and I'm not the best cook, but I'm definitely an above average cook. So that's why, like, I've had McDonald's twice this whole year, or basically I've had McDonald's twice in the last 6 months. I don't eat out very often. I just cook for myself most of the time. So yeah, Bestball on call also. Like, I believe he also is kind of the same boat as me. He just cooks. Shout out to all the tortas working at Taco Bell. I'm not even sure what that means. So if I said something that's offensive, I'm sorry. I'll have to Google later what a tortas is. Yeah. And to be honest with you, the local Taco Bell is not actually great. So there is that. Chef Boyarhu. So Scatabo does go. I'm kind of getting the feel that I don't like this range. And I can't get any Jalen Waddle. I've been trying to get some Waddle. But I can't get any of them. So I'm going to have to start pulling them up. I don't love the situation. And, but I do think that there's a good chance he's mispriced. So Torque for Taco Bell wants some lemons as well. Absolutely. We'll take Quinchon here. So through 5, we have Chase Brown, we have Judkins, we have Puka, Olave, and Waddle. Not a bad start, if you ask me. This sets me up for a quarterback here if I want to take a quarterback. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I will definitely look it up later. For sure. I'm an incredibly picky eater. So like beans aren't good for me. I don't like beans. Anything with beans in it, I'm out. Anything with rice in it, I'm out. So that's like 80% of all food that's sold in public, which is why I decided I was just going to learn how to cook and cook things for myself. So if you're just I don't know. Like, so the wide receivers here, like, Igbuka, I don't know if I've selected him yet. Um, I Luther Burden is like steaming like crazy though. I think we're gonna get Luther Burden at the 3-4 turn here pretty soon. And I can't even take him right now above Zay Flowers and Adams very easily. I kind of like Roma Dunze just a little more, especially at cost. And it's not a dislike on the Bears at all, but I think people are expecting DJ Moore to leave. Like, and if DJ Moore leaves, like maybe, so we have people doing their own thing in this room. Alex has, I like this. Achan, McBride, Higgins, Kyron Swift, and then May. He decides not to take Burrow and takes May. And let me know, is the background music the correct volume today? It doesn't sound right to me, but maybe that's on my end. So what do we have coming back here? Man, I'm starting to get just an absolute bag of Mike Evans. I'm not going to get him here. We're going to go ahead and take Tyler Warren. Oh, you can't hear any music? Can you hear it now? Yeah, I'm going to stop putting that. I don't even know what that means, so I'm going to stop putting it up. So I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm having an incredibly hard time taking Harold Fannin. Yeah, so I like Ricky Pearsall's price. It also gets me into another possible quarterback. I think Brock Purdy's price is really good right now. I wouldn't mind having a couple more teams. Like based on what Disbanded's saying, I definitely assume it's something I need to not put up for sure. So, but yeah, Ricky Pearsall is a fantastic pick. He was clearly like he's going at the same spot he was last year, and it's kind of the same situation. Like he didn't stay healthy. And if he did stay healthy, he would probably be being drafted up here with like Rome, Carnell Tate, Watson, and all them. Because he was absolutely smashing early on. And then he got hurt and he continued to get hurt, right? Like it never went good for him. So Peanut here takes unstacked Trevor Lawrence, which is something I haven't done yet, but I do think it's fine. Because I do think one of the best prices on the board is Britton Strange, and for whatever reason, Strange keeps falling. Like Britton Strange's price keeps falling down the board. So, like I'm probably going to get a little bit more into some Trevor Lawrence stacks, and backstacking it if Britton Strange is going to become a pick you can get at 116 reliably, because I don't know what his ADP is now, but like I got him at like 130 something yesterday. Yeah, his ADP's fallen all the way to 122. That doesn't feel right. I have him much higher than that, like much higher than that. I don't need to take a whole bunch more of it, but I like that price a ton. And if I like that price a ton, I need to get more Trevor Lawrence. So Brock Purdy does go here to Fitzmagic. And I mean, I could take Stafford here. Stafford absolutely makes sense. I'm gonna hope that Twerk there doesn't take another quarterback, and we're gonna take Blake Corum here. Earlier, I was talking about how I don't love the Blake Corum price earlier, and like there's a player I do like more than him that goes way later. But I personally, like, I do need some. I need to force myself to take him some. I would have absolutely loved Tony Pollard there. I think Tony Pollard is a little bit mispriced. So I read that right, and then this guy's been drafting pretty reasonable. So I assume, and I do think that we're going to get, like, even if Stafford resigns, I do think that we're going to get him to fall a little. I don't love the Corum to Stafford stack. They do tend to throw the ball more to Kyron than to Blake Corum, but I don't want to never take Corum with Stafford either. I think that that's something that I want to, like, in that last game they actually started I think they threw it to him a little bit, because yeah, he had 8 receptions on the year for 36 yards, and in the postseason I think he had more, or he had a decent game I think at the end of the season. Gonna look it up over here on Player Profiler. Go to the game log. Yeah, he had 3 receptions. So he had 2, and then he had 3, which is like he had more than half of what he had the whole season in the playoffs. So I think it was more of a happenstance thing of why he didn't get a bunch of them during the season. So I'm not going to say that it's something I want to target, like Stafford with Corum, but it's also something I'm not going to specifically avoid. Running back reception touchdowns do feel a bit random to me, to some extent, right? Like, you can predict that Gibbs and Bijan and like some of those guys are going to get some, but even Kyron, like, you can predict he's going to get some every year. But I do think that a lot of the other ones, like, as long as they're on the field and they're decent at blocking, like, they'll be able to slip the block every once in a while and catch a touchdown. So that is something that I do want. And like, I think when you go in on the Rams offense, like, you kind of want to go in at multiple layers as well, if possible. And there's not a whole lot of options to take, right? Because you just have Stafford, like, you have Puka, you have Adams, and then you have Corum and Kyron, and then all the tight ends, right? The 2 tight ends. So I don't want every one of my teams to be Puka plus one of the tight ends and Stafford. I definitely want some with the other guys mixed in as well. Texas Fox 82 here. Laporta, Strange, Ferg. Just a block of blue. I mean, honestly, like, the team as a whole isn't awful. It's absolutely not something I would do. But I have seen worse teams drafted. We will look at... I knew that Peanut knew that he had to take Emmett there. I have not gotten to very much Wandale. Honestly, I want to just make. Yeah, we're gonna take Shuck. We're just gonna go ahead and get the stack there. Welcome, Al Boogie. We are not posting like I don't know what that word means. I live a sheltered life, so we're gonna wait until we find out what that means to see if we put it up on the chat anymore, because conversation kind of derailed. So, but yeah, the reason that whatever that means, yeah, I'm going to, but it'll be after the stream. The one hole's name is Twerk for Taco Bell. Just so you know. All right, so I don't hate Jonah Coleman. I do want some shares of him. And I think that this team kind of makes sense. I have Chase Brown, I have Judkins, I have Blake Corum. I have 4 receivers already. I've got my 2 quarterbacks. Like, I feel pretty confident with this team right now. I wouldn't hate to get a Daniel Jones on the way back around here. I don't, or later in 4 rounds. I wouldn't mind it. If I don't get it, I don't get it. What's up, Pepper Tony? How we doing? Welcome to the chat. Just a whole bunch of running backs right here, and Dobbins is a player I've kind of been targeting as well. It kind of sounds like both Dobbins and Sean Payton want to commit to each other again, right? So if Dobbins is on Denver and we're getting him in round 10 after Harvey wasn't really efficient all year, like, I think Dobbins is a really good pick. I really do. Like, and I mean, Dobbins was honestly a good pick last year. Yeah, I know he got hurt, but he had a solid beginning of the year. He was pretty useful. He didn't like have any giant spikes or anything, right? But like, if he could have played the whole year, and I know injuries have been a thing in his career, like every single year. But yeah, if we look at the game log of last year, this is full PPR, but he barely got any receptions, right? 14.8, 15.5. So basically 13, 14, 14, 10, 14 points, right? All to lead off. So, like, that is really solid. And then you look down the list, he had another one that was decent. So he only played 10 weeks and he gave you 6 usable. And they were all like fairly usable weeks. So I do think, like, I was looking into that the other day. I haven't got into my deeper veteran research yet. Like, I just kind of finished up my baseline rookie stuff. Over the next month or so, I will be doing deeper dives into the offensive players for the full season, right? And like who I think is mispriced and stuff, more so on the veterans. And a lot of that'll start to clear up around free agency. All right, so we're going to look and see what we have. This is the kind of team I'm fine with taking George Kittle on too. I mean, Kayshon Boutte at this point is just a steal, right? Like, I know Peanut's probably going to take him, but like, that's just an absolute steal. Let's see what these guys have done over here. I mean, if Boutte's here, I'm taking Kayshon Boutte for sure. If he doesn't, I know who I'm taking. And that guy, okay, so we do get Kayshon Boutte. So the team right now, 2-4-5-1. We have Matt Stafford, we have Tyler Shuck, we have Chase Brown, Quinshon Judkins, Blake Corum, and Jonah Coleman. Wide receivers, Puka, Olave, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Kayshon Boutte, and tight ends Tyler Warren. So there's absolutely a player I want to come back. I think if you've watched the channel, you know exactly who the player is. The player does not come back. It was Juwan Johnson. I almost took Juwan Johnson there anyway. I kind of think that Mark Andrews, like, I have an absolute bag of Hunter Henry right now, so I need to not worry about that much. But we're going to go ahead and take Mark Andrews here. Tyler Warren, Mark Andrews. I think that's actually what Steve and I just done a little bit ago. The fact that, like, I don't understand why Kayshon Boutte's falling so far. Like, what happened to make him start falling, everybody? Do you guys know what's going on with it? So let's look and see what Twerk for Taco Bell ended up doing with pulling up Ladd McConkey and Bucky Irving. They got Bijan, they got Bucky Irving, they got Ladd McConkey, Lamar Jackson, Mekhi Lemon, Justin Herbert. So, I mean, that makes sense. You might as well pull, like, they actually didn't even pull Herbert up. Like, he ended up going there around ADP. Parker Washington, Pittman, Gadsden, Higgins, Ayuk, Juwan Johnson, Charbonnet. So they pushed running back to get to Sharps. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, even if they add a wide receiver, like, he's the deep threat, right? Maybe they're worried that Alec Pierce goes there. But I don't know. Like, I think that I've said this with a lot of teams, but I think that with their free agency money, like, they probably, like, if Will Campbell doesn't look good again, maybe they need to look at offensive line, right? Like, I don't see them spending money on a wide receiver. Like, it's not like Kayshon Boutte, Stephon Diggs are that bad. And even if they add another guy, like, it's going to be more replacing the Kyle Williams stuff, right? Or the Mac Hollins stuff. So, like, even if they add a guy, like, I think the Kayshon Boutte role is completely fine. Like, the spike week ability of him, like, I don't think that's affected at all. So I'm gonna probably stop myself at a certain percent. But if he's going to continue to fall, we're going to continue to click him. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, if they have a harder schedule, that means that they might be down a little more, which means Boutte might get used more, right? Means they might be playing from behind more often, which should increase the passing game, not the run game. So, like, if that's the argument, I'm not with it. Basically, it's kind of backwards from what I think. I will also take the Tyreek Hill fall here as well. I'll just continue to take these fallers. What are you doing, 6? He does take Tyreek Hill, or they do. Could take Barner here. Could take Katron. Katron has been a faller lately. You know, as a third tight end, I don't mind Kelsey. We're going to go all olds at tight end here. We're just going to go ahead and pull him up the board. If Katron makes it back, we'll take Katron. All right. Katron Allen it is. All best ball boards are not created equal. Right. Everyone doesn't Hashtag no ball. How you doing, Thad? Yeah, like I don't like Kelsey on every team, but I think that with one like this where I have a stud and I have another guy who's reliable in Andrews, like if Kelsey doesn't retire, he's going to move up here above Kittle, right? Like he's going to move up to like the Ferg range. I think everybody's pretty scared right now, and if I have a solid running of a really solid tight end room, I really like stacking him at the end of it. I know I don't have a whole bunch. It's all good. Who? What are we talking about? What's all good? Hey, if you're just popping in, if you can smash the like, I would appreciate it. Also, if you enjoy the content and you're new, please hit the sub. We're very close to 400. I think we were at 392 earlier today. I would really like to hit 400 by the end of the week. At 500, assuming we hit 500 before the NFL draft, I will do an 8-hour live stream. And then if we hit 1,000 by the start of the NFL season, I'm going to do a 24-hour live stream. So those are the goals for the channel. All right, so and like if we hit 500 right before the NFL draft, the 8-hour will probably be like right after, like when the first puppy launches or something. But like it'll definitely happen. It just like if the timing permits and there's enough content out there, we will do it before the draft. All right, so I've not gotten to very much Tank Dell. Let's do a Tank Dell here. I like Tank Dell as a pick. I do like him. Like I like him here. I think that this is the area I'm fine taking him. Yeah. I kind of think that the waiting and like whenever the first puppy launches to do it then, I think that would be the best time to do it. Good, because I have a bunch of guests on and all that. 25. So you're like 48% Kelsey, or are you? How? Oh, that wasn't you. That was Paul that said he done 52 drafts already. How many teams? Like what percent Kelsey do you have? That's the real question. What percent Kelsey? Emmanuel Wilson's a fine pick here. Yeah, we'll take him. 102, 92. What in the world? Are you hoping to be out of drafts by the time? Oh, you're Braun 88. Okay, I've seen you on my drafts. I guess I wasn't aware, or I forgot. It's hard to keep everybody's names together or separate. Big boards. Yeah, so as I was saying on the show with Steve earlier today, he mentioned Eugene Wilson, and like I'm like, yeah, he's a guy I definitely need to mix in now. There are some like possible talks that like there are some rumors that like the Josh Jacobs situation like might be a little tense behind the scenes. If something happens there, Eugene Wilson, like I'm not saying they're not going to add somebody if it becomes just Eugene, but I think he's a guy that like it's an offense we expect to be fine. If Jacobs is gone and they bring in like a Dowdle, like Dowdle's not Jacobs, right? If they bring in a Javonte's not Jacobs. So I think that it's one that like Wilson could carve out a reasonable role, assuming that happens. So I do want to get some more of Eugene Wilson. Yeah, 102 is wild. Uh, I like to spread out my fun. Uh, I mean, I guess if you think that there's a massive problem with the market and you're willing to believe that you understand what's going to happen in free agency the most, I'm saying Eugene, it's Emmanuel, right? I was saying the wrong one. Emmanuel. Eugene's a corner. I'm pretty sure Eugene. Eugene Wilson. He's a prospect. I had it all wrong. Like he's a prospect. I knew I've actually, like, for whatever reason, Emmanuel Wilson is a guy that I just continually call the wrong name. I've done it for a while. Yeah, it's Luke and Owen's brother. You didn't know that? You didn't know they had a brother? All right, so we're done at that position. I would like another. I think I'm fine with those two. Maybe take Ty Simpson here. I don't know. We could go with the double stack here. I think I'm going to take the double stack and take Vele. Not a whole lot of rookie upside in this receiving room. A pretty old team, honestly. Like, all around, this is a reasonably old team. This is a team I would have thought about taking Kirk Cousins on. But I might just this feels like Ty Simpson to me. Like, let's go ahead and take a Ty Simpson share. There is a chance that if the Jets don't like him, that the Dolphins draft him. So we're going to go ahead and take Ty Simpson here. I'm going to assume that the Jets make the worst possible decision for their organization again and take Ty Simpson. It is what the Jets like to do. Fields is always undrafted. I don't know if I've seen Justin Fields drafted yet. It is a player that I look at here and there and think about taking. Like, this team, it would have made sense on this team. So, with the last pick, I definitely need a wide receiver. I mean, if Omar Cooper is available, we take Cooper every time. I like Jeremy Bernard as well. We could go there. I'm probably going to start mixing in Ted Hurst into the last round as well. There are some names down here. They're I kind of like Jalen Lane as a possible hit as well. And this is the kind of team that Chris Bell works on, right? I actually I was talking about this. I think this is where Chris Bell makes sense, right? I have Puka, Olave, Waddle, and then I have Vele as well. And then, I mean, Pearsall, I think, assuming he's healthy, my wide receiver room is stacked, right? So Chris Bell, we wouldn't need him for the beginning of the season. Jimmy Horn goes to Sweet Leaf. Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Yeah, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I have always thought Eugene Wilson, not Emmanuel Wilson, and I continually mess that up. I don't know why that's a thing, but it just is. Jarquez Hunter goes. This is interesting. Start 6 wide receivers and then finish 8 running backs. I don't hate it. Lamb, Jefferson, Brown, Burden, Tate. And then you just go all in. So of course Chris Bell goes. It's almost like somebody's listening. Do I want? Yeah, we'll take Malik Washington here. So we got a 3-6-8-3. We have Matt Stafford. We have Tyler Shuck. We have Ty Simpson. We're going to project that Simpson gets to the Dolphins. Running back, Chase Brown, Judkins, Blake Corum, Jonah Coleman, and Allen as upside shots there. Emmanuel Wilson. I had to stop myself to make sure I was saying it right. Wide receivers, Puka, Olave, Jalen Waddle, Ricky Pearsall, Kayshon Boutte, Tank Dell, Devon Vele for the double stack, Malik Washington for the double, assuming that we get the Simpson to Miami. And then tight end, Tyler Warren, Mark Andrews, and Travis Kelce. What do you guys think of that team? Do you think it's pure trash? Let me know. Do you think that team is pure trash? We'll go over Peanuts team real quick. Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, Shadur. I about took Shadur round before that. Decided against it. Running backs, Barkley, Jacobs, Emmett Johnson, Dobbins, Aaron Jones, Ray Davis. I like this better than mine. Yeah, like I don't love the players, but I had a bunch of value, right? Wide receiver, JSN, Flowers, Rome, Evans, QJ, Debo, Rashad Bateman, Chris Bell. 0 of 10 has Mark Andrews on it. I mean, Mark Andrews at 150 is not the worst, man. Like, as much as you want to hate on it, it's not the worst. And then Hunter Henry, AJ Barner, and Terrence Ferguson. So, looks like you kind of got sniped on all of your stacks, or maybe you intentionally just went full naked quarterbacks there. Let me know. I'm assuming you got sniped on everything. It's at least a 2 of 10. Like, Mark Andrews doesn't take it to a 0. Maybe a 2. Maybe a 2 of 10. But, all right. We are back over here. There are 2 here. I'm going to enter. I'm going to hit the countdown, and hopefully we can get this drafters to fill. And here we go.
We never leave the rhyme. Fury, endless, breaks, relentless, fantasy, reigns, who wins, immortal.
All right, so we are waiting on a lot. And like always, we're going to sit here for a few minutes. If it doesn't fill in 2 minutes, or if it's not close by 2 minutes, we will have to back out. Oh, sorry, Alex. Yeah, these usually take a little while to fill, so we're all good. I knew there was another person. I looked through the list. I didn't scroll all the way to the bottom. Since you're at the back of the room, we got Drake, a 3-6-8-3. Drake May, Sam Darnold, Brissett. Running backs, A-Chain, Kyron Williams, Swift, Tajay Spears, Jordan Mason, and Mike Washington. Wide receivers, T. Higgins, Jacoby Myers, Steph Diggs, stacked up. So you got Darnold. So, all right. Denzel Boston, Shakir, Rashid Shaheed, if he comes back, with Torrey Horton in case he doesn't come back, Alec Iomanner, and then McBride, Taylor, and Arroyo. So you got a triple stack without JSN. I like that. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know, like, you have the Kyler stack, the Kyler is gone stack, and then Drake May doesn't, like, you got the Diggs mini stack there. I like your running backs a lot better than mine, which, like, I think DeAndre Swift being a pick 60 is, like, ludicrous right now. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But we're waiting on 6 over on Drafters. Waiting on 6. If you're new, if you don't have a Drafters account and you would like to play over on Drafters, you can use promo code WHO for a 100% deposit match for up to $100. While we're waiting, if you guys want, we can just kind of look through some stats, or we could watch one of those videos I made. Put in the chat which you would prefer to do. It's all up to you guys. I don't care. Like, we can look through the full season stats from last year for a minute or two, or we could put a video on that's going to be about a minute and a half. All right, somebody says video. All right, type in the chat. Do you want to see the Jadarian Price, the Denzel Boston, the Omar Cooper? Which one? Cooper, Price, or Boston? All right. No vote. Boston. Got it. There we go.
I'm at a space on the
Yeah, I love the goat. I thought the goat was pretty good. I have so we're waiting on two over here on Drafters. We'll just kind of sit here for a minute. But yeah, the goat the goat's pretty good. I have an Emmett Johnson one that's pretty close to being done. I have Jeremiah Love kind of in the works as well. I actually have two for Jeremiah Love. I have one that's just silly, and one that's like an actual video. But yeah, come on over to Drafters. A couple of those were like, not many of them were like really contested catches. Like, he just has really good body control, and he puts his body in a spot to where, like, he just completely outbodies the other player. Like, all those. A couple of them were contested catches, but like very few. I mean, he just outrouted a lot of those people in that video, for sure. All right, one. We just need one here for Drafters. It is the $10 Drafters Early Best Ball Championship. But yeah, I highly doubt we get to the 40 likes for the last. Like, we got 23 watching, 22 likes. Like, we're not going to get to the 40. So it looks like this will be the last draft we do. And with only one to go, we're definitely going to wait. Um, I've actually not ate, so it would be like it's gonna be super nice to actually do that as well. Some of like I bet that in French guy is here. Like there's been there's been 2,000. Let's look at this calculator. 2,300 divided by 12. 191 lobbies, and that one guy's been in 66 of them. Or as of yesterday, he was in 66 of them. He's probably higher now. That's a pretty good chunk. That's a pretty good chunk by in French. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and roll another video real quick. We'll do a short one. We'll do the price one. That one got called out as well. Waiting on one, but here is the last video. It should be filled by then. Jadarian Price. All right, we're still waiting on one, guys. One more for this drafters lobby. I am in the minority. I don't like the green unis. I don't like the green unis at all. I know most people prefer those green unis with the golden domes. That's not me. I'm not there. All right. We are in. We have brought at the 110 or the 111. Kevin at the 10. Lutz at the 9. I got the 7. Is that Tiller Turtle? Is that Tiller Turtle here at the 2? Let me know. Omel. Nice. Just curious, did you use my promo code? I'm just wondering if you already had an account or not. I've had a couple people use it, but like I want to make sure it's still working and all. Like if somebody does use it, yeah. So you'd already deposited. Got it. It's all good. I just want to make sure that it still works, right? Is all. Like I mostly care that people get their money. Like that's all that really matters there. Is that a cheese omelet? Is what a cheese omelet? You tried to use the oh, you tried the promo code? If you're ever having a problem with something like that, just message me in the Discord or whatever. We can get it figured out. All right, so I don't love this spot, but I'll go ahead and take Jonathan Taylor there. I probably won't have very many Jonathan Taylor shares on Drafter specifically. Oh, Omelet. Okay, I see. I see. Got it. All right. I need to put the background music back on, by the way. I didn't realize that the background music would stay up when I played the videos, but I could hear it pop in and out during the video halfway through it. So that is something that I'm glad that I noticed. If you're just popping in, if you could smash the like, that'd be awesome. It's a Dexter's Laboratory reference. Nice. I never did watch Dex's Lab. I will say later tonight, what I'm doing is I'm finishing the Fallout series. Oh, excuse me. I have an episode and a half left. I've liked the second season so far. So that is what I'll be doing later tonight for sure. Say somebody cut the cheese. I mean, I definitely didn't. I wouldn't admit it if I did. I don't know what you heard. Did other people hear it? And by the way, welcome, user. What's up, Charles? How we doing? Yeah, I waited until the series was basically over. I started it this week. The 8th episode posted last night. We'll start. We're gonna go double anchor here, and we're just gonna kill wide receiver. Like, we're just gonna go like 5 or 6 straight wide receivers after this. Might have a tight end in the middle of it. This is not a build that I'm gonna do very often. Like, especially with Taylor. Like, I really like Taylor for like. I really like Taylor if Daniel Jones is there. I don't know how much I like it if they have a different quarterback. Yeah, I mean, let me know. Did everybody else hear something like that? There's nobody else in my house, and I definitely didn't. You probably heard. I basically like. It wasn't I definitely kind of got something stuck in my throat for a second, and maybe that's what it sounded like. Like, maybe it sounded like that, but there for a second I did get something caught in my throat, and had to turn the mic off for a second, so I didn't cough into the mic. Maybe whatever that was ended up sounding like I cut the cheese. Like, man, so I think the most mispriced player right now is T. Higgins, for sure. Like, if Chopper wants T, that's great. I'll take AJ Brown. I have Ladd ranked above AJ Brown, but like, I think T should be mixed in over here, and he's not. So it feels not like I'm hoping one of the next tier of guys fall. Like, we were discussing it on Steve's stream. I think that there's kind of a tier break at a certain player in the next round, and I believe it's at 41. So I need somebody to do something that I think is a little weird for me to get something I consider value. Like, I have Taylor and Love here. I like what Brett and Alex did both more than me. Like, I like Cook, Achane, and Hampton Barkley both more than Love Taylor. I think both of those are stronger 1-2s for sure. I think their 2s are significantly stronger, and I think their 1 isn't like that far off. So yeah, I definitely prefer those over there. And then Lutz, Amon-Ra, Drake London, Bucky. Like that's kind of like I was talking earlier. I think that Bucky is mispriced, but he's been falling back to this range, and this is kind of where I like him. Like I think he's in consideration at like pick 31. But he was going at the 1 or the 2-3 turn there for a while, and I couldn't get behind that at all. Myself. So we have one of those players is still available that I really like. A player that I think is a little overrated is still available that I'm okay taking him when he falls down to where I'm at, to where he was being drafted last year. Garrett Wilson is a player that I like. Lutz pulling Travion up. That's interesting. That's like really interesting to me. We're gonna take Zay Flowers. I think Zay is really good. I have Zay ahead of JMO for sure. And I think there's going to be plenty of Taylor Love JMO teams out there. I think that as the season goes on, JMO is going to fall. Like I'm very worried on JMO with the Laporta stuff. Like he didn't really start hitting the line. Like he didn't really start hitting until Laporta got hurt and Dan Campbell started calling plays. With the new OC, I wonder if Campbell continues to call plays or if he lets the new one. Like he obviously, like Johnny Morton and like obviously that wasn't working out, right? So they have a new OC, I believe, right? Who is their new OC? I can't remember. Lions new OC. Drew Petzing. Yeah, like Petzing has called plays before. He'll probably end up yeah. Nisa Blunt was on it. And by the way, go check out Nisa Blunt's channel. It's pretty awesome. I hadn't been shouting people out today. I usually do a good job of that. I streamed for 3.5 hours earlier on another channel, so I definitely like almost mentally taxed at this point. I will say I said I was going to go a bunch of receivers. If Lamar made it, I would have taken Lamar. All right, we're going to go ahead and take man. I lied. We're taking Quinshawn. I wasn't planning on it, but Quinshawn fell a little bit there. Like one thing that you want to do in drafts is like keep your plan fluid, right? Like have a plan, but if you get a massive faller on a player that you kind of like, aborting your plan and restructuring like what you're going to do at the back end makes a lot of sense. So like I don't know if Judkins is going to be in this range too often, but he is. So he is here. What do we got going on at the front end there? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the face. That's right. Pepper Tony gets it. Totally gets it. All right, so what do we got going on here? We have 4 running back start from Alex. Hampton, Barkley, Kyron, ETN. I think I've selected ETN a single time. One single time. And I'm pretty sure my plan hit the absolute fan. Like DeAndre Swift also, like I hope you're done. I do hope you're done, sir. Uh, that's a lot of firepower running back. It's a lot of firepower running back. Absolutely. So, what wide receivers are left? I mean, Drake May at 66 is a fine pick. Green log strategy, absolutely. You gotta like the green log strategy. So I'm not that big onto Cortland Sutton this year. I think Pat Bryant kind of eats into his workload a little bit. Lutz is on the clock. He's thinking. All right. So question here. We take Cam Skadaboo. Cam Skadaboo is unlisted. Y'all forgot about it. So we're almost done at running back. We have Jonathan Taylor. We have Jeremiah Love. We have Judkins. We have Skadaboo. We don't care about ankles. Ankles don't matter. But I like this a lot. I'll probably add one more. Just a super late, like reliable kind of guy, probably. Maybe not that. Maybe like even like a Trey Benson or something. But I'm pretty much anytime like I kind of wanted to push him, but I don't really like the Cortland Sutton, Michael Wilson, DK Metcalf range. And I would have been upset if Skadaboo did go. I have been trying to do it in off stream. I think that's what Lutz was. I figured Lutz was going to take him there at 64. And nobody up at the front, I believe, unless Tiller Turtle is listening, which means that they might not know about the Skadaboo hack. I've not successfully pushed him past round 8. I have seen him drafted later, though. In a draft that I forgot about him. Like, I was looking for him. I'm like, where is he? I typed it in. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and take Alec Pierce here. This is about the range. I think Alec Pierce makes some sense. He was a little too high earlier. I don't think he ends up on the Bills. I know that's where everybody wants him to. I think if he ends up in the Colts, this is a really good spot for him as well. There is the talks that they're going to cut Pittman and Alec Pierce is going to get re-signed. I don't know if I buy it, but like it's a fine ADP for that. I thought about just taking Justin Herbert there and trying to get QJ back around. What's your guess on how many drafts you will complete across by week 1? 1,500-ish. That's about what I got to last year. It'll probably be less this year. I'll probably be like 1,200 because I'm gonna do a lot more like I'm gonna mess around with like editing and I'm gonna do more things to actually grow the channel and do less drafts specifically. I also expect to have to work more overtime this year than last year, so I do think it'll be less for sure. Like, of course, the draft that I get a bunch of early running backs gets pushed. So, question here is, am I cool with just all late quarterbacks? Like, I'm absolutely taking Trevor Lawrence if he's there. Like, 100%. All right. So we don't have stacks here, but we have Trevor Lawrence at pick 90, Jonathan Taylor, Jordan Love, Quinshon Judkins, Cam Scadaboo at 66, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Alec Pierce. Since I got Scadaboo as my 4, I'm actually going to run just these 4 running backs, I think. And definitely going 3 tight ends. I'm probably going 10 wide receivers. And I might stop at 2 quarterbacks. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Drafters, a big part of drafters from what I've seen is like hitting on the late quarterback, like the mid to late quarterback that is the stud. And then you just have to hit the one that spikes correctly with them, right? Like when Lawrence has a bad week. Well, my very first draft, whenever I was on stream with it, apparently, I went back and looked at it. Scadaboo was undrafted in one of my lobbies. I seen him picked at 140. Like I didn't notice this until like 3 days ago. I seen him picked at 140 in one of them. So Wandale makes sense. We're gonna take Coker. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Jalen Coker there. Yeah, no, I totally get that. But at the same time, like those other teams, like you are competing against those teams, but those other teams. So there's only been 191 lobbies so far. So let's say 60% of the drafts had that, right? That means we're at 100-ish teams that have the late Scadaboo, right? And that would be 100-ish teams in a field of 13,000. So like I get it that you have to, but it's not like it's a bad pick, right? I mean that could be what happened. What's up, GAB? How we doing? Shout out to the I can't remember. Was that Wu-Tang? I can't quite remember. Oh, it was Outkast. I couldn't remember if it was Outkast or Wu-Tang. I could not, like, it was the era I grew up in. But yeah, I couldn't remember. I didn't really get into, like, I only listened to like some of the other ones like DMX, Tupac. I wasn't really an East Coast rap guy at all. I didn't like the East Coast stuff very much. I was all like West Coast rap is what I preferred. I would love to get the player that Lutz is about to take. Outcast is awesome. They really are. So we do get the player I wanted. We get Juwan Jennings back around. Yeah, so like I think it does matter a lot. But at the same time, like, if you're doing drafts in this still, are you passing on Scadabo at 70 or 66 because somebody else got it later? Like, are you just gonna? I know you're not big on them, but like, let's say that it was Juwan Jennings that was undrafted, right? Going at the 114. And all these other teams are getting him at 234. Are you going to never take him because of that? Like, I get it. You're a different tier of players and all that you're sacrificing, but I think you still have to take the best possible team for what you're drafting at that moment. And if you know there's a value at that player, yeah. Yeah. So like, I just did the math. There was 191 total lobbies so far. And in over half of the lobbies I've done, he's been drafted in the 5th round. Like, not the 4th round, like just 1 round later, right? So, and some of those, he was even drafted early 3rd or early 4th. So I'm going to get, like, I'd done 9, or this is my 9th team, and in the 8 previous, he was drafted around, no, so on drafters, he doesn't have an ADP. That's why. Like, he doesn't have a projection or an ADP. So you can get him late. So, like, I got him at 66. I've seen him go. I wasn't aware that was something that was going on. And I've seen him go all the way. We're going to go ahead and take Bryce Young. That's actually why we took Jalen Coker, is to take Bryce Young. So, like, I didn't notice that he had no projection on it. And one of my first 2 drafts, he went completely, and I love Scadaboo. He went completely undrafted. I didn't even think about looking for him. And on another one, he went at 140. So, like, I didn't notice it when it happened either, but I went back and looked at the lobbies. Like, I'll bring it up. So here's another screen, my teams. So is this one, I think, is the one he went at 140. And it was a stream draft. No, Cam Scadaboo went undrafted in this lobby. Oh no, he went at 48. So he went at a normal one there, right? And then this one, is this the one he went at 140? Yeah, he went 140 in this lobby right here. So, like, they do. Yeah, it definitely should. It definitely should have been taken care of by now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take Hunter Henry here. Yeah. I've also got George Kittle all the way at like 170. Yeah, it is a much different thing for sure. Yeah, and like the other thing about this is that there are some places that can sell sites that are uploaded. So like you're not going to get the huge drops on Scadabo as you would, because they're not going to try to push the ADP, right? They're just going to try to put out the best things for people to get results. But like the first 5 days of the contest, you couldn't even upload, like you couldn't even change your own ranks. So with that, like all of that stuff, like, and there's a player on the board right now that I'm going to take if he comes back to me who goes about 20 picks higher on Underdog right now as well. If Dobbins, like, I mean, if Jawan Johnson makes, I'm taking him. But J.K. Dobbins, like, as a 5th running back to Taylor, Love, Judkins, Scadabo is absolutely perfect. And if I don't get him, like, I'm probably just going to take Cam Moore. Or like, if I could get one of these 3 guys. So Vikings there does take Dobbins. Yeah, right. I think that like there was 191 lobbies so far. I'm gonna guess like I'm gonna take a guess, and in my lobby specifically, it was 25% of them got them after round 6. So a couple of them got them in late round 5, early round 6. But like after round 6, there was only 2 of my 8 drafts that happened in. So, all right. Do I value Juwan Johnson here or Cam Ward? I think I kind of value. I'm gonna go ahead and take Juwan Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, so like I wish I would have I will say this. If I would have noticed it earlier, I would have like 40 of these drafts done. Like I would have used my entire balance on drafters and just taken 90% Scatabo, like just push, and like every single time Scatabo is in round 10, like every time it's between knowing Scatabo could be pushed or just taking Blake Corum, I would just take Scatabo, right? Like I would have done that to an egregious degree. And I would have pushed a whole bunch more of these off stream. But I noticed it the other day. I tried to do it, and he only got pushed in one of those. I did 3 drafts, and he only got pushed in 1 lobby. So at that rate, I didn't want to go like overboard with the information either. So I do think I want a third quarterback here. I also might want, I think Troy Franklin's a really good pick, right? I was hoping to get Britton Strange, but he ended up going a little earlier. I don't have a lot of Juwan Jennings, but so I wanted him, and Strange falls randomly, so I was trying to push him. But yeah, for those of you who are still listening, tomorrow I will be I'll be on with Lutz, who finished top 10 last year in the Drafters main. It should be a good time. It'll be at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. I look forward to it. We'll get to know who he is a little bit, and we'll draft a team, maybe 2 teams, and then then we'll call it. That's what'll happen. But I definitely look forward to that. Had an awesome time last week with the first episode of Who's Crew with FK Coolers there, who's in the chat. And I actually have a guest lined up. We don't have an exact date yet, but we're definitely going to do something here pretty soon. I look forward to that as well. Definitely, like, I'm definitely at the point now I'm going to start getting a bunch of people on. A couple people who I could, like, we talked last year, couldn't make things work out. I know Chad Candles and I are going to figure something out. I'll either be on his stream early or he'll be on mine later. I'll probably go on his early. I assume because he, I think he came on mine last year, later in the year. But I'll probably jump on. He's actually passed me in subs, so good for him. But I'll probably jump on his or he'll jump on mine. Either way works. Like I don't really care. Either way. So I've not taken a share of Kyler yet. We're just gonna click it. We're just gonna do it. We're just gonna have all this unstacked here. I have no rhythm, no stack. Like no stack with Trevor Lawrence, which is kind of what you wanted last year. I got Bryce Young with Coker, which is fine, and then I got Kyler, who could end up in a lot of places, but like probably none of the places that I have pass catchers for. So it is what it is. And this is a kind of team that, like, yeah, and I am primarily I'm actually a 2-6-9-3 drafter on drafters, or a 2-6. Like, I like 2 quarterbacks on drafters. Going back and looking like at what happened last year and the year before and stuff like that, like, it kind of feels like the nuts, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, it kind of feels like it's always best to have just 2 quarterbacks to mid to late, and to get the best. Like, it's not even about who's the best, it's which spikes correlate the best together, right? Because you need to hit the absolute nuts. So the absolute nuts is like, it could just be quarterback 3 and 6 on the year, but their spikes hit at the right time together is what you need, right? So having a third in there, like, at this price, fine, but we don't know these guys are going to get jobs for sure. All right, so we have T. Higgins, we have Zay Flowers, we have Alec Pierce, we have Coker, we have Jennings, we have Troy Franklin. I think I'm going to take and rookies are or should be slightly devalued on this site. I do agree with that. I am definitely going to take one of those 2 guys. I spent a lot of capital at running back. Might be good to stop, but we're going to go ahead and take Jeremy Bernard here. Yeah, exactly. It not only do you have to have the right 2 quarterbacks, but you also have to hit the nuts in rounds 1, 2, 3. Like, the perfect roster will probably never be actually constructed, but like 2 years ago, I know the winning roster was a Joe Burrow, Baker Mayfield team, because Burrow was a little down the board and Baker was way down the board, but Baker's spikes were very good. Like, that was the year Lamar was 50 points ahead. Yeah, and drafters is full PPR, so there's that. Hey, no problem, Green Bean. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for chatting. Hope to see you around. Yeah, it's full PPR and it's 20 rounds, and it stays 20 rounds after the combine or after the draft as well. So, like, and it's also marathon scoring. So it's the full season. 2 members of my Discord actually finished in the top of a drafters contest last year. I believe Quills finished. Still finished top 10. She had a really bad last week. Like a really rough. So I'll find it later, but yeah, I'll find it later. But, like, they had 2 top 25 teams at one point, like 3 weeks left of the season. And I think that they needed Josh Jacobs to do something kind of like I did. That was their different piece. And, you know, we all know what happened with 3 points in the finals. I mean, if you had any Josh Jacobs teams, you will never forget. Yeah, let's take Njoku. Also, like, in the past, like, 4 tight end teams have done, like, 4 late tight end teams have done pretty well on drafters. A team that takes it, like, their earliest one, like round 14, or like around kind of where I did, and they take 4. A lot of those teams have done well on drafters. And with this running back room, I think I can take a shot, and I'm kind of feeling Mike Washington on this team. For no reason, just kind of feeling a Mike Washington here. Obviously, it'll be like last round. But like here, I feel like I could go 9 receivers or I could go 4 tight ends. I didn't know that I didn't feel like I would love my wide receivers, but I think they're fine. I think T. Higgins, Flowers, Pierce, Coker, Jennings, Franklin, Bernard is fine. I don't think it's great, but I do think it's fine. If I get Omar Cooper, I'm going to take a 9th receiver. If I don't get Omar Cooper, I'm going to probably take a veteran and call it good. Also, a single spike week, like Trey Tucker was such a valuable pick last year on drafters. Because a single spike week of 35 matters so much more in total points. Because a single spike week, it's valued the same exact week 7 is valued just like week 17, right? In this format. Yeah, and like this can absolutely work if you do if I would have done that. I honestly think I could still go 9 and 4 and not take a 4th. I think Jonathan Taylor, Jordan Love, Quinshawn, and Scadaboo, it's very risky because of those two. But like we're trying to turn $10 into what is it, 5K? I think it is. I don't even remember what for. 25,000. So like Hulk smash at the top. Look at you go. Look at you go, Hulk. And sometimes it does that, but like assuming a little risk is fine. Like when you're trying to do that, because you have to hit the nuts. And if Jonathan Taylor, Jeremiah Love isn't what you needed in round 1-2, it does like. There's definitely 2 or 3 picks that you kind of needed throughout the draft. And the rosters that get those specific combinations are the ones that are going to matter. And then it's what you got around them. So like last year, it felt like it was going to be CMC the whole year, right? And then Jahmyr Gibbs had a couple gigantic spikes, which pushed him all the way near the top, right? Because the big spikes matter so much in this. Like the extra 20 points you got from the 2 40-point Jahmyr Gibbs games twice, that's a 40-point gap over everybody else in that round. So like you have to make sure that you have, and like Jonathan Taylor was the absolute stone cold nuts for the first part of the season, and Achane teams kind of came pretty close later. I think some of the Achane teams may have passed the Taylor teams at the top last year. I can't remember. So I definitely want another wide receiver here. Bateman's a good like guy, maybe. Isaiah Bond. Let's take Bateman. Yeah, he flamed out really hard. And I do agree that he's getting overdrafted for the most part. Like, now, if Daniel Jones goes back, I think that he's a fine pick. If Daniel Jones doesn't go back, he's absolutely overdrafted. For sure. I think I'm fine with those tight ends. I think I'm fine with all my possessions. So I will add another running back. George Holani, somebody I think is worth mixing in here and there. Ray Davis fits as well. I will never take Audric Estime. He was one of the worst prospects I've ever watched run the ball coming out of college. Like one of the single worst prospects I've ever watched in my eyes was Audric Estime. The fact that he went not in round 7 in the NFL draft absolutely boggles my mind. Like, I've never seen somebody show so little as a runner. And people loved him. People absolutely loved him. I never got it. What draft? What was his draft capital? I'm trying to look it up right now. 5.12. So like there are people saying he should go in the 3rd round. He went in the early 5th. So I think the NFL kind of felt the same thing. Like he was just a big guy. No, I did not. I did not. On Shadur. Are you talking about taking Shadur? Oh yeah, he like, and like I'm not right all the time, but like that is one I was at, like, I mean, obviously I was a big Damian Martinez guy, right? Like, so obviously I'm not right all the time, but like to me, one of the worst prospects I've ever watched was Audric Estime. And the fact that after 1 year, a coach who we believe will be in the Hall of Fame at some point, Sean Payton, was like, you're gone. And then he goes to a team where Alvin Kamara gets hurt, and the number 2 is Devin Neal, who looked barely serviceable. He couldn't even get a carry, basically couldn't even get a carry on that team. Like, only solidifies that he was not a good prospect. All right, so we got a 3.593 here. We got Trevor Lawrence, absolutely no stack, but 12-pick discount. Bryce Young took a little early for a stack, and we got Kyler at 175. This is my first Kyler share. I think 175. It's a dart. We went high T, Jonathan Taylor, Jeremiah Love, Quinshon Judkins. Got the Scadaboo discount at 66, and then Mike Washington. Wide receivers, T. Higgins, Zay Flowers, Alec Pierce, Jalen Coker, Juwan Jennings, Troy Franklin, Jeremy Bernard, Omar Cooper, and Rashad Bateman. We needed a veteran presence in here to show this team how to completely flop. So Jeremy Bernard and Omar Cooper can learn how to not run routes very well and disappear from an offense. That's why I brought Rashad Bateman in. Tight ends, Hunter Henry, Juwan Johnson, and David Njoku. I feel pretty good. Like, late capital, but that feels like a really solid tight end room. Like, you tell me last year that you have this as a tight end room, you feel awesome about it, right? All right, let's go over Alex's team. He's got a 3.593 also. He's got Baker, but he's got a little stronger running back room. Baker, Cam Ward, Shadur, Omarion Hampton, Saquon Barkley, Kyron Williams, Travis Etienne, DeAndre Swift. Like, Swift should not be going at 60 unless you think that he still hates him. That being Ben Johnson hating him, which proved to not be true. Wide receivers, Mike Evans, Stephon Diggs, QJ, Wandale, who I about took a few picks earlier, Romeo, Butte, Elijah Surratt at 180. Like, at 180, he's absolutely worth the pick. Calvin Ridley, Jacoby Lane. Tight end 1, George Kittle, Kate Otten, Eli Stowers. I do think, like, missing games is more important in drafters. I like taking Kittle as my 3rd tight end. I do think he's worth a pick here and there. I do think he misses a lot of time. All right, so brought 3.683, Matthew Stafford, Mendoza, JJ McCarthy. Running backs, James Cook, Achane, Jadarian Price, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, and Audric Estime, the king of the draft right there. Wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Marvin Harrison, Xavier Worthy, Matthew Golden, Flournoy, Keon Coleman, Christian Kirk. Tight ends, I wouldn't even add a 3rd here, but like it's all good. Tyler Warren, Tucker Kraft, and Hawkinson. Hawkinson's getting rumored to be cut. I'm curious to see what happens if that happens. But yeah, you got a pretty nice Minnesota stack here. You just have Mendoza naked. Like, that's perfectly fine. And then Stafford with Adams makes sense. Yeah, I like the team. We got Kevin here at 3673. Herbert at 82. That's just a value. Jared Goff, Jacoby Brissett. Running backs, Genty, Jalen Warren, Woody Marks, Emmett Johnson. Like, Emmett Johnson actually at 135 is insane. Rashad White, Ray Davis. This is a really, really solid running back room. It had to feel bad to take the fall on Woody Marks at 130. I understand, like, that felt super gross. I personally would have taken Emmett Johnson and then, like, taken Woody last, but you got both, so it doesn't matter. Wide receiver, Ladd McConkey, Garrett Wilson, Parker Washington, Ricky Pearsall, Addison, Adonai, Devon Vele. You went 4 tight ends with McBride. I don't know about that. I probably would have added. I definitely would have added another receiver there. But that's just me. Trey McBride, Likely, Tonjes, and Arroyo. We got Lutz at the 9 spot, a 2684. This is probably my favorite build on Drafters, honestly, 2684. With capital like this at quarterback, this is like exactly my favorite kind of build. So he's got Drake May, Jordan Love, running backs, Bucky Irving, Travion, Tony Pollard, Kenneth Gainwell, Trey Benson, and Charbonnet. This all makes sense. He did took a big scoop on Sharps. We expect him to miss half the season, but at 184, I expect him to miss more than half, but if he only misses half, that's an absolute steal on Sharps. Wide receiver, Amon-Ra, Drake London, Mekhi Lemon, Jacoby, Jaden Reed, Concepcion, DK, Zachariah Branch. So yeah, you got the single stack there. Like naked Drake May is perfectly fine. I probably sniped you on Hunter Henry. Tight end, Theo Johnson, Gunnar Helm, Chig. I like the Chig Helm thing because it's very unlikely they're together. And Darren Waller. I haven't seen Darren Waller picked. If I find out for sure that he's going to play next year, I'm in. I'm out on Kittle at the ADP. Yeah, I actually like Tonjes as well. Yes, exactly. I've actually done that a couple times on Underdog. Gunner plus Chig. Like, there's very small chance that I think I done it on stream yesterday or the day before. I done it on stream the other day. If you're here, Tiller, let me know. I think that's Tiller Turtle. If you're not, we'll be wrapping up this process. Something I do want to do is Super Bowl bets. Let's make a Super Bowl bet. If you guys want, we can make a Super Bowl pick'em. And I have some things I like. We'll see if you guys like them. I have my boost builder. I got my 40% and I got a 50% left. I got 5 hours to use them. I'm not making big bets here. So something I like, and maybe you guys don't. I like Kenneth Walker. And I'll just put it here so you guys can look. I got to type it in my phone. It's not going to let me do it. I like Kenneth Walker lower on rush yards. Only one running back all season has gotten over 50 rush yards on the Patriots defense, like with Milton Williams in there. Like, that's a really high rush yards for against a team that doesn't allow a lot of rushing yards to specific guys. I actually do like this as well. Like, you can't do both. Like, we could take one or the over or the other. I like both. Like, I'm gonna do one with the lower rushing. I'm gonna do one with the higher receiving. Just so you're aware. I absolutely love that shout. But I like the Kenneth Walker lower on rush yards. That's gonna be my input for this one. Some of the other things I kind of like, and let me know if you like them as well. I kind of like Drake May over rushing yards. Has it been taken down? I like him over 37.5 rush yards. Not sure if you guys agree. JSN touchdown is 1-to-1. That's an interesting one. I don't know how, like, I've already bet it once. I don't know if I want to keep betting it, but it is interesting. I do like there's not a ton of things I love. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game, right? But these are like the two things I actually kind of like the most in this game. I also like, I think the AJ Barner rushing line is fine as well. Like, if you want to go AJ Barner over half a rushing yard. It is, like, I agree. But, like, if we go down here, like, he hit 40, like, so 3 of his last 5 and 3 of his last 4, all playoff teams, all elite defenses. I guess Houston, he didn't hit it, but I don't think so. I don't think the Patriots offensive line is going to stand up to the defensive line of the Seahawks. And I think it'll be kind of like Denver. Like, I don't think their defensive line's near as good as Houston's, obviously. I think it's closer to Denver's. And he absolutely cooked on the ground against Denver. I think he's going to be running a lot. So you like Darnold completion? So Darnold. I don't know. I actually do kind of like it. What is it if you scale it up slightly? Where's completions at? There it is. Oh yeah, I like taking that up a little bit. So yeah, I like that. I like the Darnold line. If you guys don't like the Drake May completion line or the Drake May rushing, we can take that out. But I really do like I think Drake May gets one 25-yard run. And I think that he's going to be on the run a lot in this game. It's just a matter of if he can break contain. If he breaks contain on the defensive line twice, and he's really good at doing that, I think he gets 35. Like that, or 37. That's kind of where I'm at with it. Right now, this is what we got. We have Kenneth Walker, Drake May, Sam Darnold. If we want to do AJ Barner over a half rushing yard, we can do that as well. So I also don't 10.5 targets, huh? So he didn't get him here, but he smashed that. That's the number. Yeah, 10.5 targets for JSN. That is the number. I'm assuming everybody's fine with the targets on JSN. Halani rushing under. I mean, maybe. We can throw that in the next one. Since we're using Walker rushing yards under, like Halani's is set at 9 yards. Like, I hate taking it under at 9 yards. So I assume it's still it's a 10.5. So it did go up. He had 4 rushing yards on 3 attempts last time. I'm fine doing it. But I'm going to go ahead and input this one, and then we can build a second one, and we will start with the two you guys were discussing. I'll have to, if you're in my Discord, you'll get the link. And if not, I will put it in the chat here in a minute. Give me just a second. Because it won't let me do it. Let me know if this link works, everybody. Well, no, that's why I have Kenneth Walker under 74 in this one. I just don't want to put Kenneth Walker under 74 and George Holani under 10.5 in the same bet is all. Like that, it's just a me thing there. So so we got the 50% boost now. We will take Kenneth Walker over the receiving yards. Do we like? I think I want to scale this one up. I like scaling this up. We can go like if you want. Does everybody want Holani under? Let me know. And what else do you want? Because this one is a chat one. What's Ramondre's lines at? .5 targets. So I don't know about you guys. I really like the JSN target stuff. Like I like it a lot. To get 13 targets, you get a 1.6x. And I think they're going to be able to stop the run against Seattle. I kind of think they're going to have to dink and dunk. So like right now, I need a Patriots side bet on this. Somebody was saying Travion on rush over attempts. Darnold over on completions. So we got, and sorry that I can't do it on my screen. It's all weird. Oh, his receiving yards. Do we want to do, yeah. Ramondre under rushing. So Hendo over on rushing attempts. See if it'll let us do those together. All right. Well, this, my friends, that is not what we want to bet. Well, we just went ahead and we're going to put that in. Did the link work, by the way, for the first one? Let me know if the link worked or not. I'm sharing them to the Discord. But if the link worked, there's the second one that I made. It was a lot of the things you guys said. If you guys want to follow, you can. It's just a little, this is what it was. It was $10 to pay out 460. We scaled up JSN's targets. We moved up Kenneth Walker's receiving to 30. They actually do. That's where they're weak. Travion, 4.5 rush attempts. Holani under 10 yards, or 10 yards or less, and Ramondre lower. So It's a $10 bet, pays out. Well, this has the 50% boost on it, so it probably pays out $300 to you guys. $10 for 300, assuming you want to do it. But that's what we got. That was mostly everything you guys said except for JSN. Like, I pick and choose, right? But the JSN targets is something I really like, and scaling it up to 12.5 gives you a 1.6x. And I kind of think that they're gonna not be able to run the ball against New England's defense. Now, this also requires it to be a reasonably competitive game. But anyway, that is it. I will be back on tomorrow with Lutz. Lutz will be on Who's Crew Volume 2. I had a good time today. If you're watching for the first time and you enjoyed the content, please hit the sub. Also, smash the like if you haven't. But anyway, I'm headed out. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Hey, we're grinding through the torment. High volume, no management. Taming souls in descent. Grinding drafts through the abyss, no rest in our veins. Feel striking like lightning, flooding endless pains from late season voids. He's dropping all the flames. Bestball Degens unite, shattering the chains. Old school RB stacking fury, derailing trendy trains. Who is commanding the storm etched in our brains? Who? Hey, thunder in the names, claiming all the kills, flames, babes, games. Degen